All right, beautiful. Good morning, everyone. Amir Vetri with the Lion Group at Country First Mortgage here with a special guest today on podcast number 6. We're going 6 strong. It's been 6 weeks. 6. Every single podcast is getting more amazing, more engagement. I want to say more better, but I don't even know if that's a word or like a proper way to say it. But if you're looking to buy or refinance a home, reach out to me. I'm here to help. Today's special guest came here from Poland. How many years ago, David?
16. It's been 16 years now.
16 years ago, he took an airplane, right?
Yes. Like it wasn't wrecked.
Took an airplane. 16 years ago, took an airplane from Poland. Had a very tough, humble beginnings out here. Started, literally in a storage locker. And he's not gonna like that I say this, but now he owns a few multi-million-dollar generating companies. Also, Country First Mortgage, the greatest mortgage company to ever exist, that ever will be. And he's changed my life personally. He's allowed me to not only make more money, but also help more people and have explosive growth throughout my career. So thank you so much for coming on our show today, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So
that's
David,
awesome.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. So obviously you're the CEO of Country First Mortgage, man. He runs shit around here. He makes shit happen. I give him a call when I need a loan pushed. But David, what got you into mortgages, man? I mean, you came here from Poland, and I mean, first off, what made you come from Poland? And then what made you? I mean, what was like a little bit about your story? What made you finally get into mortgages and eventually own a mortgage company?
So I wish I can present it as a Cinderella story, but it's not.
Yeah. What happened, man?
So I can give you all the way back before because when I came over here 16 years ago, I had a pretty rough childhood.
Okay.
But then I came over here, and when I was 19, I literally moved out of my house with having $100 in my pocket and a paycheck in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So for the first 2 years when I was in the United States, I was still going to school. And my biggest deal was I'm not exaggerating, I had probably 16 jobs in 2 years. And I got fired from every single one of them. I've done everything like mattress firm, retail.
Average entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't gotten fired from a job, you're not an entrepreneur.
It's probably true, and I'm not proud of it, but it allowed me to see that I wasn't a good fit for a certain following. I needed to discover that I really need to create my own path.
Okay.
And literally, I was a lot of people don't know, I was everything from a dance instructor to a stock boy at Bed and Beyond. I was a dance instructor at Fred Astaire's for a little bit over 8 months. So I have numerous jobs. So I got even fired from that.
Wow.
Okay, I got fired from teaching people how to dance. So it's quite of a story. And then mortgages fall. I got a phone call and somebody says oh yeah, go and do mortgages. And how I literally started was back in the day where they just give you a business card and said, go do an open house. And then you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. So there was a website, it's called Loan Toolbox. I think they're still around actually. And you watch those videos how to take a 1003. And I went into the open house, and what you had to do is basically tell people, yeah, you qualify. That's literally what I was told.
Yeah.
How I was brought into business. And I started part-time, broken English, didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was just getting the people in. And, there was so much.
Because you were in the business before 2008.
I was,
all
but
the
I was
regulation and all that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, just giving heads up, guys, how crazy it was. I was literally getting paid. I didn't know. So that's my only excuse probably that I have. I was brand new to the business. I didn't understand the regulations and compliance in that time. I was getting paid on a 1099 for the loans I was bringing in.
Oh my God.
I mean,
so banking, you have to.
You cannot do that. It was even illegal back then. All right. So that's how bad it was. But to me, that was the norm. I didn't know any better.
Exactly.
Young kid, right off high school. I dropped out of college. I wanted to be.
Man, me too. I love that.
Yeah, I wanted to be an attorney.
College dropout, man. You see that license plate on a lot of Lambos, man.
Yeah. I mean, I got lucky, I think, with the whole college idea because what happened is I really wanted to be a criminal attorney. So back in Poland, you watched American movies, Tom Cruise running around, with the bad guys and winning the big battles.
Yeah.
And then I came to the US, started at ASU, and I will never forget that. I went to the Mesa Municipal Court, and I was trying to get some experience and knowledge how a trial actually works and how it looks. And I'm never going to forget there was this big trial of a couple, and the husband was being accused of molesting 2 of his daughters. But the case was even bigger because doing picking, actually, the jury, they needed to make sure that they didn't know that the husband and wife at that time were already accused and found guilty of starving an infant to death. So it was a big deal. It was all over the news were there. And then I looked at it and I see this 2 guys sitting in front of those desks, not moving. The majority of jury didn't even want to be there. They're trying to get away. I'm like, this is not a Tom Cruise movie over here, you know? I'm like, way far. Not even the Lincoln lawyer, with Matthew. I mean, and then I went to some of the attorney places, and I want to be a volunteer. Like, I want to give it a taste of what it actually looks like to do. So I'm walking like old Scottsdale and Upper Phoenix, and those attorney offices are really small, a bunch of papers, it's all disorganized, like nothing close of like this big, billion-dollar firm that's going to acquire you. Went to downtown, to uptown, actually to midtown or uptown, Phoenix, tried to get a volunteer position over there, and I just couldn't find it. And everything what I have seen was not what I pictured in my head. So the projection, like the movie that I had in my own head, how my life's going to look, would be totally different. It was so different from reality. So that's why I dropped out, because I'm like, I know this is not what I want to do.
Like,
And there's so many people out there, and I talk to those people all the time. They really do, 8 years of education. And then they're realizing, oh, smack, I don't want to do it. My friend right now has a girlfriend in Texas, and we just talked about it. She literally just passed her state bar, and she's like, she's been swerving for 2 years, and she's like, I don't know what I want to do. So I'm like, you have this debt, this school debt. You have this education, and she's like, I don't even like it. It's like, how do you know when you haven't tasted it? So by me having those 16 jobs, and I got fired from, I was able kind of to explore in a fast-paced environment what I really didn't like. For me, that was important when I'm looking back at it. At that time, I mean, it was tough. I feel like I'm not good enough for anything, Like I can't hold a job, and everybody's looking at you, and the environment is like, dude, you're unstable. You don't know what you're doing. You think you're that great, but look, you can't hold a job for 2-3 months. And this is basically what the society was bringing in. They were not seeing like, hey, you're before you're 30, you haven't figured your shit out. I don't think there's anything bad.
I feel like once you see your personality is a lot similar like to mine, because what I feel like if I've actually been with you, David, longer than I've been with any other job I've ever had in my entire life. I think the longest I've had a job was in the U.S. Army, like almost a year there. Any other job, like any other call center or I was a security guard, a freaking lifeguard, maybe 6 months to 7 months max, because I wasn't passionate about what I was doing, and I feel like maybe you were going through the same stuff in your career, right?
Rediscovery. I mean, you have to find
and you're
yourself.
Like, I don't like it, and like your parents look at you, like my mom and my dad look at me, they're like, what the hell are you doing? Like you're here.
It's a big hit.
And like what are you doing? Because they're like hey, look, work 9 to 5, go to college, get the safe, secure job, work your way up the corporate ladder, stay at a job for 20 years, beef up your 401k, and then retire.
And
hell no.
That was not in my vision either. And that's what I'm saying. When I was 19, it was go and line up with the idea what your parents have, because I think a lot of people stay in the home because they're just afraid of the move. So the parents like, oh, I'm gonna pay your cell phone, oh, I'm gonna pay your bill, you go to school, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm very comfortable in that. It's great. I don't have any fear. I don't have anything unknown. So they're writing it out, but they're being unhappy. Truthfully, they just don't want to make the extra step, because it does come, with certain scars that you're going to leave behind. with certain pains you're going to go through and cries throughout the night, you know, when you don't know what to do because you haven't figured it out. And the only way is to learn by try and error, which I think I know personally that I am a try and error kid till approximately 2 years ago. So then I started getting mentoring. I smartened up a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about that. How'd you smarten up?
I got really beaten up. That is the truth. I think I just hit a point where I just realized, like, why? Why struggle anymore? Why am I not joyful inside? And I discovered that, you know, the run that I've done for a long time got me where I'm at right now, got me to a position where I was able to buy up those companies 3 years ago. But at the same time, I didn't feel joyful inside. So
yeah.
I was like running and everything around me wasn't necessarily falling into place like I wanted. And that kind of took a turn 4 years ago now. Wow, time flies by. 4 years ago, I was a very different person comparing to what I'm representing right now. Like you're saying, why don't I wear a suit?
Yeah.
You know, it's just to change certain persona. Why don't I, you know, had the expensive
I've only
car I
seen
had
him in a
before.
suit one time. One time. It was at a magazine shoot. Literally.
Yeah, it was.
One time.
It's true.
What the hell?
It's true.
Yeah.
But it just comes with changing certain behaviors, you know, in a very small, particular atomic way, because I was behaving differently before. I was on the stage almost, you know, every 2 months. You know, I got to stand right next and be a keynote speaker with the most famous people right now in the US, you know, like Tony Robbins, George Bush, Barkley, Magic Johnson was there, Josh Altman, Barbara Corcoran. So I'm saying I can name names. It was great to associate myself, but I never even took advantage of it to the aspect where I approached someone and said, hey, you know, I'm doing this project, you know, it's nice to see that I'm doing it similar. How can I get help? 3 weeks ago right now, I really want to say thank you as well. I don't think so he's going to watch it. I hope he will. But Matt Ishbia, you know, I got to spend with him 30 minutes. And
the CEO of United Wholesale.
United Wholesale.
Wholesale Mortgage. Out of every 10 mortgage loans, 3 of them are theirs.
Correct. Yeah, they own 35% market share in the United States. They're the largest mortgage company right now in the United States. Yeah. You know, it was nice to see his philosophy of doing business. How he went from 2013 from like I think 12 or 13 employees to 2019. He's got to go 4,600 employees, and that is not including really sales. It's all ops.
Can you repeat that? So
2003, he had 12 to 13 employees.
Okay.
In 2019, he has over 4,600 employees. And it's all operations. He doesn't have like sales. It's insane numbers.
Who does his sales?
The brokers, because the brokers send basically the business to him and he's a wholesaler. So he does wholesale. He does everything on the operational side from the inside. Once the loan is submitted, he basically takes the loan and he finishes and completes it and funds it. That's what they do.
My mind is just like...
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at you like... So those numbers are insane. Like if somebody just understands what he did in a spread of 16 years, you know, there's companies out there doing it for 35, 40, 75 years and not coming even close to those numbers. If a guy funds $1 billion in one day, you know, companies do it in a whole year. You know, with 300 employees all the way around. So it's big numbers.
He funds $1 billion in one day.
Correct. It's insane numbers. So it was nice to right now I'm saying to talk to him, ask him about the approach, get the mentoring, because why do I have to do the same mistakes if I'm not inventing anything new? What I mean by that, I'm not doing Facebook, you know, Instagram, or any new tech that we're going to fly somehow by a click of a button when we wake up.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. You know, I'm doing mortgages. Mortgage has been invented, I don't know, 70, 80 years ago. I don't know. I have to Google it. I'm making it up right now.
Yeah.
But the idea and the concept of it is, it's like, why can we just not follow? It's like this podcast right now. Great, you talk to me, but there's other people on this podcast. There's other people out there like Gary Vee, like Grant Cardone, you know, Tony Robbins. They tell you what to do, but people don't do it. They just don't follow.
So
it's
what
like
is it
there's
that
no
made
secret
you?
sauce.
So you're a success. You're a millionaire. What is it that got you there? What are some of the habits You're a very disciplined person.
Yeah, I live in a structure.
Tell our viewers, because 99% of the people watching this are not millionaires. I'm not a millionaire, right? So
it's a structure.
What are some of the habits that take you there? So literally, so we got about 6 minutes left. So tell us real quick, how was it from living in a storage locker to living in the high rise, looking down at that storage locker?
Yeah. So when
and then what are some of the habits that took you from there, and then from there to owning a few companies to now
doing what I do?
Yeah.
So it is true. When I was 21 years old, I literally lived in a car for 1 month. I lived in the trunk of my car. I washed my face in a Circle K. Never gonna forget that. The Terminal 2 had actually showers back then.
Washed his face in the Circle K and lived in the trunk of his car. To millionaire.
Yeah, I've done it.
He's gonna tell you right now. Major key. Let's go.
It's Terminal 2 had the showers back then, so that's where I showered. And it's funny how circle of life work. In 2009, when everybody was getting out of the business, I filed bankruptcy. And in 2010 was really where I started making the most money, because there was no one in the market. Nobody wanted to work harder. So if you're saying, like, if you guys think that you can work 6 hours and call it average, and what I mean by average is having your expectations, oh, that's good enough, but it's not close to perfection, you're not gonna get there. And I just had a discussion even last week when I'm talking about it. Try to imagine cleaning a toilet. To a lot of people, it's just a toilet, right? It's just dirty, people compass shit, and it's just a toilet. That's what it is. It's disgusting. Yeah. But when somebody's going to tell me personally to go and clean it, I'm going to make fucking sure it's spotless. Oh, I just coughed. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You're allowed to. You're good.
So it's I want to make sure, because that's a reflection of me. That's how I do stuff. I'm all in. I can't do it halfway, go in there, brush it off, it's good enough. I can't do that. I think that's where people really, go to the side, because they think they can do it halfway, and that's what I call average.
So it's putting work into your work.
Correct.
So when you're taking basic shit, like a loan application, let's take this loan application like it's the only loan application that I'm ever going to take for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's how you treat it. And every day, if you live by that, every day,
if I'm gonna clean this toilet,
that's what it does.
I'm gonna clean this toilet like Queen Elizabeth is about to take a shit on.
That's literally how you do it.
Exactly.
Spotless.
Yes.
and
so you do that every single day. Tell us about your habits. A little bit about your habits, man.
Every day. So I run a structure.
He has children. He has a family. Right?
Yeah, I'm a single dad.
Yeah.
So I spend time with my kids, and I started building habits like one by one, very atomic, very small.
Okay.
So I do have a calendar. I told you I really do put crosses every day on my calendar.
And he told me to do that, and I didn't. See, that's bull. I gotta do it.
I'm a visionary guy.
I printed it out, and I didn't do it.
So you want to hold yourself responsible. Like, nobody else is going to chase you aside to mama to basically tell you to clean your stuff.
Yeah.
The rest of the people don't care. They just don't.
Yeah.
They're going to walk by and going to say, yeah, great. And then when you make it, they're going to see the success. They just don't see how hard you work and what it takes every single day that you have to put into it.
Exactly.
And that's what I do. I put in every single day the same routine. And then when I have my free time, I just do what I like to do. It's my time. So I like you have a good wolf and a bad wolf. I feed the bad wolf a little bit on my weekends. So I go out and do crazy stuff, like took you out skydiving. There you go, yeah. I'm going to go Lake Pleasant scuba diving this Saturday, do my certification. So I just like to do different things that are joyful to me. Don't have to be joyful to a lot of people, but essentially a structure. So I wake up in the morning, I get my kids ready. So I have to get 3 people ready in the morning, dress them, get them ready, put food, get them in the car, drop them off, go to the gym. Every morning. It's a hate love relationship. In the morning, it's hate.
They're like,
when they come back from school, it's all love. My daughter does gymnastics. My son does the Ninja Zone Warrior right now, which is parkour. Then they're learning actually Spanish. They speak Mandarin. Home, I speak Polish to them. I read them book every time they're with me before they go tonight to sleep. I spend 10 minutes with them and read a book together. It's like engraved. So I just live by a structure. My daughter rides horses. It's a commitment as well that you have to take. But it's.
What keeps you on that structure? Because life, and we got literally like a minute left. So let's kind of end with this. So life comes at you with a lot of shit, man. Things happen, people die,
all the time.
People, you lose relationships in business, you gain relationships, things happen. What is it that keeps you on that structure? What is that magical? And maybe it's not a magical.
It's not a magical. So what I go through pain the same way like everybody else. I wake up and I feel shitty in the morning. Last night I watched a movie and I watched Instant Family. I cried. I literally cried by watching that movie because it touched me with the foster kids, and I have kids and then the daughters and so forth. It touched my heart. It's Instant Family. It was kind of like a comedy, but it's based on facts as well. It's not a documentary, but it's based on facts, on a true story. So I go through the same stuff like everyone else. Yeah. Like I'm not a robot. I get hit, it hurts. 2 days ago, there you go, that's for my brother. I put his nose together. Like we cracked his nose. Mario's nose. yeah, because he started fighting MMA. So you go through those things, and then you deal with the pain. So it's normal. It's life. Yeah. That's what it is. What I do realize is that everything is temporarily. Nothing is forever.
Pain is temporary. Period. I like that.
I know that today...
I like that. Eventually it will subside.
It will. And I'm a strong believer because I know that I control my environment and I can change and I can feel joyful or happy. There's a big difference between joyful and happy that I pursue. But I really believe that if I can sustain joyful and not allow people to penetrate my system. What I mean by that is when people yell, when they have a bad day, they're releasing all this energy, it doesn't penetrate. It doesn't that I don't care, because I do care, which is another thing. I was learning how to say I don't care. I eliminated it from my vocabulary because I do, and I don't sleep sometimes at night. But at the same time, you have to be joyful and just not let other people penetrate it. Like the only thing I have control over is my inside. I don't control anything else in the entire world, not even my kids, trust me. But the only thing that I control is my inside, period. That's my only control that I have. It's the only thing that I know is true as well. If I really want to get really philosophical, I don't even know if you sit here. It might be all matrix. Yeah. But I do know that what's inside, I know that you hear because of my inside tells me that. So I know of that, and that's my truth. So I just know it's temporary. I pass this through. And then I know I'm going to change it, and I move on, and you get to the next one. And it's the same with business. It's good and bad. And you move on.
So the only thing you control is right here. And you're inside, and there's all this crap that happens. Everything, kids, family, business, clients, everything, money, gold, whatever, right? But the only thing that you can control is your inside. I like that.
If we could wrap it up, if I can give you one thing, guys, to take home with you, is ask yourself a question and write it down. What influences you not to make money? And that's just for the financial portion of your life. Ask yourself, what influences you not to make money? And that's going to be a very deep question that you can answer to yourself, but at the same way, it might show you the path to your own success, because we're all different. So I will give him that to take away.
Thank you, David.
Appreciate it for having me.
Yeah, amazing. I really appreciate everybody who tuned in today. Don't forget to listen to all my episodes. Find them on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. Episode number 6. Search for the Lion Group podcast with Amir Vetri. You can also watch my YouTube channel. I would appreciate if you could like, subscribe. And then again, if you're looking to buy a home, I'm the greatest banker that ever lived on the face of the planet, that ever will be. I literally dominate. No one can touch me. I've closed hundreds of loans in the past 10 months. So if you're looking to buy a house, reach out to me. If you're looking to refinance, get a lower interest rate, reach out to me. I have tons of people that can tell you my rates are fire. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Amir Vetri with the Lion Group at Country First Mortgage.